Should we play puzzle battle or should we do a tactics speed run? Puzzle battle, tactics speed run. Let's do a speed run. This is where I'd take 20 minutes to get as many puzzles right as I possibly can. It's a self-timed thing. I can always pause my internal clock to talk to you if I want to about all things chess, about how to get better at chess, about how to calculate anything. It's just going to mow down the pieces. It's like a grand tour of all the black pieces, taking everything. I suggest we get 5 back rank mates in a row. What do you think? That's 4, I think. Oh, man. 5th one. Okay. What? I'm white. This is easy. Yes. And we're just going to go up the board until we queen. Okay, perfect. Back rank bumping. How do I see it? 1, 2, and a weak back rank. There's only one guy back there, but we have 2 guys on it. So let's push the king away and mate. Back rank bump is one of my favorites. Ooh, right? Yes? Yes. Cool. We don't want to go here. We don't want to go here. This is the only mating square. We'll go there. So what are we doing these for? I do it to train my eyes. So I just want to be able to see this and immediately know what the tactic is. It's easy to see when it's one move away, but when you're deep in a calculation and you arrive at a position like this, and it's just foggy and in your mind, you want to be able to see it immediately without any help. And you want to say to yourself, oh, that's a winning position. I know how to finish it from there. And that's really the only way that you can get any better at chess, because ultimately you have to reach a position in your mind where you cannot see farther than you already have. There's a limit. No matter how hard we train, there's a limit to what we can see. So for example, do you see this one already? So I see it because I have experience with it, and it's the first thing I look at. A lot of players, this is a visual anomaly. This is something that like they don't see because they literally can't see the move is even legal. So first thing they look at is this, and they say, no, I can't do that. And then so they look at this, and they say, well, that's covered, so that's silly. So what can I do? Here, here, here. And they don't even see that they have the legal option of going there. And the reason they don't see it is because they're unfamiliar with it, because they don't do these tactics. And you know that's a legal move, don't you? So, right here, too. The fact that I see a pawn is missing from this square just immediately tells me that this line can become opened. So I want to see that. And I just assume that's the right answer. This is speed run. We're not going to think it. We're just going to train it visually. I don't know that I'm right. I never know if I'm right off the bat. But I believe we're going to go check and win a piece. So it's okay. Again, did your eyes see this one? If you have seen a king that is smothered in his own pieces, except for one square, 2 things you should be thinking about: putting a bishop there, which we can't, and then of course the correct move is a smothered mate. So that's why you need to do this. Did you notice its pawn is pinned to the mating square? That's the visual cue. It's not about like what the precise move is or anything like that in these positions. You just have to simply notice the tactical themes and piece relationships. So if the pawn took, I would mate. Same thing here, right? This should be fairly simple for just about any chess player to see. So we're just going to go ahead and play it. I wonder why that's already a 900. Typically, 900s are a little bit more in depth, like winning a piece or something. So yet again, we want to try this, and 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 we want to go here or something, but that's not even legal. So if you were paying attention earlier and you learned your patterns, you can see it. Did you not see it before, but you saw it this time? Because once you see something in chess, you can see it again. I always like to say that it's impossible to see something in chess that you haven't seen before, but now you've seen it. So now you'll see it next time too. And that's why we do this, everybody. We aren't trying to get everything perfectly right. We are just simply trying to learn the pattern with our eyes, not our brain, so that when we get it in our mind's eye, we can immediately just go ahead and play it, even when we don't have the position. So this is one that's actually confusing to me, because I have this with the check. I have this that's hanging, and I have this check as well, which all look pretty good. So I'm pretty sure it's this, though, because of the visual training, right? The king has to go here. Anytime you're checking a king and they have one legal reply, it's probably the right move. Not to mention the fact that we are down some material. So, and it's a speed run, so I guess I'll play it. We're down material, so taking a rook is the wrong answer. In fact, anything that puts pieces being traded off is probably a bad idea. So we are going to probably go like this, or something like that. If I go here, then my next moves are check and mate. So can I just check immediately now? I think so. Why is this a problem? If I go here, the rook moves out of the way and it's not mate because the king goes this way. This is something I learned a while back in Lasker Bauer. Yeah, Lasker versus Bauer. That's the famous double bishop sacrifice game. Sacrificing bishops on these two squares. And then the queen went something like check, check, and the rook came up and mated. You remember that game? So that's why we have to check right away. Same reason he had to go queen check, queen check. So the king can't access the F file. Check, get off the F file. Now I come over. Mate. Did you see the rook? I took it so quick. Okay. Check with the bishop or check with the queen. Those are the only things I'm thinking about. If it's check with the queen, here, mate. Well, that looks pretty darn good. So it's got to be that. What's wrong with bishop takes, though? Bishop takes, king, check. Oh, there's a rook interposing. Yeah, sometimes I also like to see what the defenses are because it helps me later to think of defenses. So I know that this is the right answer, but my question was, why can't I take with the bishop? And there's always a reason in a puzzle that this doesn't work. The reason is here, and then rook covers the king. Sorry, covers the king. So let's go ahead and mate. And then it would be queen over mate. Okay, cool. Back rank mate. Simple. What's the problem? None. Mate. Okay. This is a deflection known as a back rank bump. We want to go to the back rank. Let's go ahead and do that. Ooh. Yeah, because I have a queen following up. Right. So this is the other way it works. I see this, and I said, oh, there's a hole missing. Remember what I said earlier about a king being smothered except for this hole? You want to check it with a knight. And then I said, oh, king moves and it's mate, because that's my back rank bump, like knowledge. We want to get to the back rank. We bump the king off the rook, go to the back rank. Then I see the defense, and now I look at the queen and say, oh, I have a follow-up. So you solve that by looking at the white pieces, not the black pieces. If I could just get students to do one thing, I just want them to go eyes up, meaning eyes to the top of the board. You should be looking right here at this stuff. You shouldn't even be looking at the black pieces. You should be looking at this and noticing that this is undefended. This is undefended. This is in a back rank formation. If we just went something on the back rank, it's mate, except for that and that. So do we want to go here, take, take? Maybe. But what if we went take here? And then I'm threatening this. So I definitely probably think it's going to be the bishop here. That seems to be the most logical. Yeah, material is even, so let's just take a knight. I don't know. Is that right? It is right. Okay. Simple. Hey, some things you don't have a speech for. Okay. You might think it's check, take the rook. But pattern recognition should tell you that there's a crisscross here. And because the king is capped, he's in this little box. So if we went check and then mate, that would be pretty good. And check here, check is also mate. Because there's a hole right here, but I think we can go like this, right? In fact, we can just do that now. Okay. Yep. If he goes here, it's rook mate. And then if he goes here, it's bishop mate. On account of the fact that he couldn't get out of the box. So, got to be careful. And that's, I wonder if people saw the follow-up. I doubt that many people did. Well, good chess players, obviously, but a lot of people are new to the game. And that's fine. And I hope that they stay a long time. So looks like we want to go check. And by the way, if you want people to stay a long time in the chess community, hit the like button if you like this sort of thing, because every time you hit the like button, more people see the video. About 1,000 people get a chance to click on it. And about 2%, 1% will. So when that happens, so hit the like button, okay? And then the community grows. People get to see it. So, oh, I also have a queen here. That's the issue. So I can queen, but I need to take care of this bishop first. So I'm probably going to go check, and then nothing can hold the bishop. This is a checking off puzzle. I would take the bishop. Again, the computer's just like, oh, yeah, you solved it. But like, come on, man. The point was check the king off the bishop, take the bishop so I can queen the pawn. If you didn't see that, you didn't get the puzzle right. All right, same thing. Smothered mate. Can we crash the barricades somehow? That's the only thing I'm thinking of. I looked at this. And now I'm looking at the black piece and said, can I put a knight here? Check. No, because I don't have one. I mean, I have this guy, but he can't go there. Then I say, can I take this pawn? Yes, I can. Then what? He can't get out. He's stuck. It's mate. All I said is, can I basically go crash in? Yeah, mate. Same thing. Pow, pow. Can I do that? Probably. Yeah, I think I can. And then a check here. And then I'd go rook up, I think. I don't know. Speedrun. We're going for it. Pattern recognition. Now, I can't go here like Lasker did. Lasker went check. King went to the H file because he had to. And then rook up and over. After rook up, I think the game ended because there was no stopping this move. In this case, we can't do that. So we're going to use the rook. And besides, the F file is empty. So the queen is required. So Phoenix's rule of the farthest away piece says to use this guy. And so he'll come over and mate. How did I see that though? Well, I told you the game. It was Lasker versus Bauer. And you know, that's it's part of the training is know these games, and you've seen it before, so I saw it now. Okay, I can take here and it's mate in one. I'm guessing people do this and check, and then they take the pawn and they don't see that the king can sneak through the hole. So let's go here. Mate. I'll take a mate. What are we doing here? Oh, Anastasia's mate? Yeah, I think this is Anastasia's mate. I get that one confused with Damiano's mate. Let's take a little pause. I'm going to look up the name of this mate. Yeah, Anastasia's mate. Damiano's mate is where a pawn is like here supporting a queen that's checkmating the king. So this is Anastasia's mate. See how the knight traps the king on the side? The fact that it has a name ought to be a really big sign. Looks like we are just going to be checkmating in two. Yep. So first I saw this and said, oh, can I go knight here, knight here? And this one looks pretty darn good because I have a follow-up check. And then I noticed that this pawn can't take me because it's pinned. So I actually looked at this. Then I looked at, well, I looked at this. Remember the open hole? We want to check it with a knight or fill it with a bishop. So let's go here. I'm in check. Who knew? Well, let's go knight here then. Okay, I'm in check by the rook. Sorry. So that's going to be a double check. It has to be double check or the queen will take the bishop. Kind of embarrassing. A little bit embarrassing. I mean, that's what happens when you're looking at something quickly. Can we just pin this and win this? I assume so. What's happening here? We're down a piece, so I'll take a piece back. They'll go check and take, and then I can take the knight, I think. Yeah. Oh, okay. So don't take the knight because with that because you get pinned with the rook. So take with the pawn, and then I think we're just going to take here. No problems. Just don't get pinned with the pawn. Okay, a famous one, right? Check, check, push the pawn. Seen it before. Know it again. Check, check, push the pawn. I get skewered. It's not it. I take, aha. I did not see this one before because my king is not where I thought he was. I thought there would be like another pawn shielding him here. That's not it. So I'm just going to take the rook and then come back. Right? Yeah. Take the rook and then if the pawn queens, it's mate in the back. So can we just go check? And then we're either going to checkmate or they take and then we go rook check. And then queen here. Yeah, that looks fine. Speed running, training the eyes, not the brain. 32 without a problem. That's pretty good. I'm happy with that. I want to go bishop here. Whoop. Patterns, patterns, patterns everywhere. So let's go with, there's a knight here. So is this just, how do I get out of danger? I guess I go bishop, knight, queen. So I'm going to go bishop, and if they take my queen, I take theirs. Yeah, okay, speed run. Have to take with the queen to get out of danger, and I take the queen, I'm up a piece. Let's just go ahead and take that guy. Thank you. Free puzzle. I do love a free puzzle. I want to go bishop and then double check. In fact, I can do that now. Yeah. Mate. Cool. Love it. Okay, we are at how many minutes now? 14. We're at 14 minutes. I guess I want to knock this out and fork. Ooh, why? What's happening? Can't take rooks? No, the knight will take back. Okay. I couldn't take the rook because the knight will move, and then I can't take the knight because it moved. Oh, hello. We are being attacked ourselves, and our queen is attacked here. So I suppose I have to just take a queen, and then they take back. Yeah, they thought that they were going to take my queen, but I'm taking theirs. And now I'll take the rook, and then they mate me. So I don't do that. So I'm going to take the rook. And we don't have to worry about that because I can just move out of the way, right? Right. Yeah, no problem. They can win some material back, but not most of it. I think I'm going to go take, 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 and then something. What else can I do? Take, take. Now what? Um, hmm. Okay. I'm finally having to like actually stop and think. You basically, even if I've taken a while, I still saw the answer. I just had to either A, check it, or B, make sure that we are explaining everything to you that I think is necessary for you to know. So we don't want to lose a rook, so let's take a rook. Now we'll take our knight, which is our prize, and we're up a piece. Mating, right? It's a cool little mate, but what order? I do want to go check, and they go here, and I go check, and they are stuck. They have to go back in the corner, and then I mate. That looks like a checkmate. One thing I know about patterns is that when the knights stand on opposite sides like this, that many squares apart with two blank ones in between them, they control all these squares. So I don't have to think about it. I just go check, check, and I know that all these squares are controlled. And then it's mate. So why am I thinking any farther than that? No reason to. And then they go in the corner and checkmate with the bishop. Why can't I just play the mate, sir? Don't know. Is this... What's happening here? I want to go here, but then the rook blocks, and then what do I have now? Not a whole lot? Huh. Okay, I don't know. Speedrun. Now I guess I take this and I just fork two pieces? Is that what I'm doing? I'm down a lot of material, right? Aren't I down two pieces? So I should be checkmating here? I need to be checkmating? Can I play rook takes and then they take mine and then I move and then they can't stop mate somehow? Is that really it? I take here, they take a rook, I move, and they can't check me or mate me or anything? Is that really it? That seems insane, but let's do it. It is. Yeah, cool. That was fun, actually. How many pieces did we hang there? A lot, right? I think I'm just going to go check and take the knight. Take the knight. Let's take this. And then we're going to pick up your rook. Actually, no, sorry. We're probably going to take the bishop. I don't know. Either way, it's winning. 41 for me. And we still have plenty of time. We have 2 minutes left. And so I guess should I start moving fast or should I just add extra time to my clock? It's not a real clock. I can do whatever I want. I'm the boss. If I go here, they check, and then I block with a rook. And then that's doesn't do anything. I'm going to mate them next move. Can I go here and they take a rook and so do I? Yes. I think that's fine. Nothing else I can really do. Not a problem. Oh, hello. Take there. That was fun. White's move here. Check. Rook takes. Doesn't do anything. Can we trap a queen? We can interfere and then take a queen. Yeah, this is my famous loss in the World Open. I lost in a World Open because I didn't see a whole bunch of like check, 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 take a rook, and then they take my queen, and then I take their queen. That was how it worked in that game, and I didn't see it. So I swear to you, I will see it every time from now on and never miss it again. So they're threatening mate. So I'm pretty sure we're just going to take the bishop, and then we're going to probably check, and then something has to interfere, and then we take the queen. And I think that's it. But here, rook takes, check, pawn blocks. Now we don't have anything. What if I just went here, then they checkmate me? I do have to do this. Okay, but now I thought it was this, but pawn blocks, and now I don't know the answer to that. What is the answer there? Let's do it anyway. I don't know what's happening. I've lost the thread entirely. I want to go take and then fork, but there's a rook there. Ah, take, chase it away, then do it. No. Okay, I don't know. It's a speed run though. I guess I have to guess. Do I go here? No. My queen is hanging. My own queen is hanging. So I'm gonna take you. Okay. I don't know. I guess I'm up a piece and I just retreat the pieces or something. Take, check. King goes here, check. King goes there. I take rook, but there's a bishop, so it doesn't work. So how about if I take here first? Knight is forced to take. Then I go check, king, rook. What am I up to? I need to plug this hole, right? But I also need to get rid of this knight so I can go here. Oh, I go here first. Yeah, that's a nicer one. It's just a swallowtail mate. That's easy. Just had to look around the board. Sometimes you just look at stuff and it doesn't work. So it looks like a rook is hanging. And this is a speed run, so we're just going to take the rook. Or do we check? Great. Now there's two moves. Check here. I don't have a follow-up. So, oh, I skewer the other rook. And then I think we're okay. Do I take the other rook? Yes, I do. Now I have to get out of this. Well, if I go here, they're going to go here. We don't want that. It looks to me like they're going to go here no matter what, because there's a knight there and then mate. So I can't go like this. They go check and mate. So I can't go like this because they go check and mate. So I have to check myself and make sure that they can't do that. So I can't play rook here. They take it. So I have to go here, or they take that. I have to go here, and then queen takes it, and then I take it. No, if I go here, check. What's the line? It has to be that. It has to be this. No, and then the knight takes me. Huh. I don't see this one at all. Do I go knight up? I guess I go knight in, but then check. And then mate. I made it here too. It'd be like check, king, queen, king, and then mate. That's knight, check, here. Queen, check. King has to take and then mate. So it's not knight here. It's not queen here. They just take me. It's not rook over. They just take me. It's not pawn and it's not pawn. Is it pawn up then? Maybe it's this? Is it really? Yuck. I guess I got to do what I got to do. No. Okay, it wasn't. We finally missed one, everybody. 2379, and we are overtime. I don't care. I think we're doing pretty well. We're white. We want to go here, and then the knight takes, and then something. Oh, let's take the knight first. And then I want to go here, but I can't. Or can I? No, I can't. So what do we do here? And come around? Must be. It must be here. And then I come around, right? No, because you check and I lose my rook. We can't allow that. Can't allow the counterplay of the check, so we have to probably go like this or something. No. If I go rook, check. Oh boy. If in general they go check here, check, skewer, take the rook. They're also threatening to go here, check, and I lose the rook as well. So how do I stop all of this? Oh my gosh, I can't believe I didn't see that earlier. Duh. Well, you know, it's 24:38. I guess a lot of people didn't see it. So check here, check. Oh, is it pawn? It's pawn. Pawn here, and then queen, and then knight blocks, and then I take that, and it goes here, and then other things happen to you. Pretty sure it's here. Speed running. Yay. Okay, let's go. Queen here, here, check. Yep, gotta be. And then queen and mate. Ah. See, it's check. Rook blocks. I can't go on the diagonal to here, so I have to go check first, so the rook blocks, and then I go check here, and then the king goes here, and then I go check and something. I don't know. Let's go here. Ah, it's too wrong. Black. I am playing black. So how about we go here, queen, pin, they take me, and then something bad happens to them? No. So how about if I take here, and then the rook takes, and then I take, and then the queen takes, and I'm out of stuff? No, that's not it. How about if I go anything? I don't know. I want to go here, check, block, take. That doesn't work either. Oh, can I attack the queen? Check, and it goes here, or not check, but here, here. No. Here, here, here doesn't work. I actually get mated myself. So this rook is pinned. So how do we take advantage of that? I guess we just attack it again. Let's just attack the rook again. But which way? Is it here or here? I mean, I guess it's probably here. No. Here? Yes? I don't know. Here, rook here. And then so what? And then I take and the rook takes and I take the pawn. I don't know. Let's try it. Ah, 46. Okay, 46. Pretty good run. That is my best today, the best this week. We spent 32 seconds per puzzle. It always seems to be 32 seconds. Let's take a look at the ones that we got wrong. Okay, the solution to this one was, yeah, we took a rook, then we took the other rook, and then they took our pawn. And what was the answer? Bishop. Oh my gosh. The amount of times I've gotten something wrong just from move blindness is astounding. And that's a shame. That's a damn shame. I should have found that one. This one too. We didn't even see this. It's probably check, take a rook, right? Mate on the side. Uh-huh. And so, yep. Well, that's mate already. Cool. Wow. Jacob's ladder mate. I mean, I don't know if I made that term up or not, but it's basically when the queen goes here and rook, queen. Well, it's actually, sorry. Queen is supported by a rook. Then the rook goes check, then the queen goes check, and then the rook goes check, and then the queen goes check until the king is dead. So what's this one? Do I go here? No. Just do it right away. And then that pawn can't queen because the king had to go this way instead of this way. Huh. Because if that's the difference. If the king goes this way, I can take the rook. But I thought right here, this move, that was my immediate thought. And does that not work? This just looks good. And then I guess I just still take the rook, right? Of course, of course, of course, of course. Yeah, yeah. Dang. Yeah, I was like of two minds there. I was like, oh, if I attack the king has to get out of checks and protect this rook. But they just protect their king, and then I can't attack the king. And then my other thought was, well, let's attack the rook, or let's attack the rook, or something like that. For some reason, I just missed both of those. I don't know. So this is why we train our eyes, right? Because like good enough to find that move if I take more time. But I have to be able to see that this is not a threat. And I need to see that without seeing the board. I need to see that 5 moves ahead of time. Because what that'll tell me is something like, oh, like here, like, oh, rook can't take my knight. If there's a knight here, you know, they can't take my knight. So I go here, check. And they lose a rook. And I have to be able to see that before I even put my knight there in the first place. So imagine knight takes pawn, rook takes pawn, queen fork, king moves. I take this, they take that, I take this. You have to calculate that. And if you miss it, you don't get to play knight takes pawn because you'll say I lose a piece, which isn't true. So that's why we do this. That's why we do speedruns. I am Phoenix. I am a chess expert, a risk master. I made master recently. A fan of all things strategic. If you are a fan of strategic things as well, hit the like button. Consider subscribing to the channel. If there's some other strategy game you want to see, definitely let me know. I'm happy to play it on the air. I had fun. I hope you had fun, and I'll see you for the next one.